Hello, Cancer. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Tarot Grand Lux by Cyril Marchetti. The website at the top here, usgamesinc.com. Feel free to freeze frame there if you want that information, of course. There we go. Okay. Supportive Oracle Cards, Magical Spell Cards by Lucy Cavendish. Website in the back here is hayhouse.com, so feel free to check that out if you want to. Okay. What do we have for Cancer? Ooh, we have some really, really good cards coming in. So, I hate saying that before I get all the cards down, but no, this is real good for you. Really good for you. Some people got to clean up their own messes. Harvest. The harvest is here for you. And health. Harvest and health. I wasn't going to pull those from the bottom, but they popped right out. I think this makes sense. Kind of like, when I feel harvest, it's kind of like, this is what's here. I need to claim it and make something happen with it. And that's what's best for me. And I'm connecting with the Cancer energy, so this is what's best for you, to claim what's yours. Somebody else, what are they doing? There's more than one person. Okay, because I'm like, it feels like it's going different directions all at the same time. More than one person you're dealing with. It feels like a group situation. So it's a group of people you have to deal with. Could be work, could be family, however that's going. Is this good? Like, you're good. I understand that you're going to be fine. But what's going on with these people? I feel like the major situation here is not for you to solve, but to hold strong to what you want and where you're going. Trying to save other people is a bad idea. This is the challenge card, the Knight of Wands with the study. Like, it's kind of like, I know what's going on here. I know this should go better for certain people, but it's not working. And it's kind of like to not waste your time trying to get people to save themselves. Did I say that right? Now, if somebody's trying to help themselves and they need a hand, that's not what we're talking about. So if they're trying to do better for themselves and you can help them out, that's good. But if they have to have already started the process, if they're sitting there and they don't want to get up and do anything for themselves, let them be. Like, don't try to motivate them to help themselves. If they're not willing to help themselves to even start, step away from that. You know what I mean? You know, somebody's struggling getting up the stairs. Yes, help them up the stairs. If somebody's sitting at the bottom, kind of like, I can't do it, I can't get up the stairs, I'm never going to be able to do it, I don't even want to try, let them stay and let them decide when they want to. Like, because if they're not even willing to get up to even try, then all right, then you stay down there. Let them stay there. But on the same token, if we're going to use the stairs analogy, if you're going to be going up the stairs, you keep going up those stairs. And if they pull these little games, like, I wish I could go up the stairs, I can't even get up, blah, 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 blah. If they're playing this, like, I can't even do that, I'm not even going to try, go, okay, and then you go up the stairs the way you need to. I hope this makes sense. Again, if somebody's already trying to get up the stairs, yes, help them here, help them a little ways up, get up the stairs, come back, help them a little farther, go keep doing what you need to do. And as you pass them, help them a little bit more every time. Because they almost like, it feels like it's like 5 flights. And someone's like really struggling to get up. And there's this person I feel is trying. So like maybe your first time up, you help them get to the first landing. Then you're like, all right, I'm going to take the rest of this stuff up. And then when you take the rest of the stuff up, and you're like, all right, I'm going to go back down and get some more stuff. On my way back up, keep trying and I'll help you keep going as I pass you. So maybe they get like a third of the way up that next flight of stairs. And you're like, okay, here, I'll help you get up to this next landing. and then you continue on up. And just as you keep doing what you need to do, a little bit every time, you help a little bit every time. But they keep working at it and they keep trying on their own. It's not all up to you. Keep moving. But if somebody, like, you don't have time to motivate somebody to even try, don't do that. Because I'm getting this failure energy. The Five of Cups and the Ten of Swords is here. Like, somebody they don't want to see their own possibility. They want somebody else to do it for them. I can't do this. I can't do this, Cancer. No, you got to do it for me. No. Because the reason they're not succeeding is because they don't want to claim their own energy. This, to me, is a very Earth-like card. They just got to stick to the plan. I feel like the plan is already there for them. They just don't want to do it. They don't want to take the effort. They don't want to put the effort in to actually climb the stairs themselves. You might even have one of those things where somebody else is trying to get up the steps and you're helping them every now and then, but maybe you only have time to help them with 2 or 3 steps, and you're like, all right, when I pass you next time, I'll help you with two or three more. They have to keep moving themselves, though. You can't, like, if there's a flight of 20 steps, and you help them up 3 or 4 steps, and when you pass them again, they haven't moved from those steps. No. Kind of like, well, all right, you have to make some progress on your own. I'm not going to help you until you make some progress on your own. So when they make, like, you help them 2 to 3 steps, they move 5 steps. You're like, all right, I'm passing them again here. I'll help you with 2 or 3 more steps. And then make sure they're doing like 5 to 6 steps on their own. You can't be doing it for them. If you want to help them a little bit, helping is good, but doing it for them is not. I feel like you know this, but the person who stagnates, because I feel like there's even another version where somebody goes 2 to 3 steps, they just literally wait for you to come back. They haven't moved a bit. And then you come back and you move them 2 to 3 more steps, and they're just like, well, this is going to take me forever. Can't you just help me get to the top? Shouldn't be helping them at all if they're not willing to help themselves. They're just not willing to put in the effort, is what I know that may sound harsh, but in this situation, they have to put in some version of help. You know what I mean? It's kind of like maybe they can't do it all their own. Maybe they can't do it all by themselves. Maybe that's completely valid. But some of this they can do. And they need to if this is really going to be a good situation. It's not good for you, and it's certainly not good for them if they're not even willing to do the minimal. I keep getting there's some of this they can do. Now, there's other people around this situation, because I do feel very much like this is a group effort. These other 2 energies are very interesting. Even though it's the 9 of Cups and the Queen, I feel like this is 2 people. Someone's a little bit of a cheekier person, a crap starter. The other one is kind of like, I don't know. The other one's kind of like very self-sufficient and just does what they want. These people can aid you. I also feel like one of these people does not match you at all, and you don't really care for them. At the very least, you don't care for the way they do things. But if you let them help you with this, because there's somebody here who doesn't want to move, I feel like they'll be very motivating to get this person going forward. And the other person who's very self-sufficient, the 2 of these people, something about them motivates this other person, because it kind of gives them that impression like, hey, we're all going forward. If you're not even going to try, you're not only going to be left behind, but you're going to have to hang out with somebody else, because we're going to go way far ahead. We're just not even going to have time for you anymore. Because I feel like one of these people might flat out say that to this person. Like, listen, if you can't even do the minimum and actually just at least try, you're not going to fit with us. We're going to move on without you. So be sure that that's what you want. There's one of these energies is a bit harsh, and I feel like you don't really care for it, but I'm getting just let it be. If you can, let it be. It could actually ignite this person and get them going forward. There might be an argument. I don't think you have to be a part of that argument, but let them sort it out, because maybe that's what it needs to happen to get that person to stand up. Sometimes people have to get angry to actually stand up and fight for themselves. And if they're arguing with this person and this person's giving them a hard time, they might just do it to prove this person wrong, for whatever that means. Let that happen. Because once they stand up, I'm also getting like, I know we use the analogy like you help them 2 to 3 steps, they go 5 to 6. You help them 2 to 3 more, they move 5 to 6 more. I feel like as this person steps up, I actually feel like the more it's going to work out is you help them with 2 to 3 steps, they go 5 to 6. You help them 2 to 3 steps more, they move 10 to 11 steps, and so they try to be. I feel like the more they do, the more they realize they can do, and they get a lot stronger and a lot more. They build with that energy. That energy keeps getting stronger. Is this the king or the knight? It's the king. I keep getting that like they're stronger than they're stronger. They're a lot stronger. They just got to get the energy and the will to do it. Even if it takes them a minute to get up to speed, because the king of coins isn't usually like, jump to it. The king of coins gets involved on their own terms, and then they build up speed and they get up to the level they want to on their terms, but they will progress. They have complete control and they know they can do it. They're very confident too once they get moving. And that will work. I feel like if you're able to do this, the whole situation, especially for you, works out perfectly. You might find yourself more disconnected from this person afterwards. But I also feel like one of the reasons you find yourself disconnected is because you feel that's the best way for you to handle that so that they stay self-sufficient. Because when you help them, they tend to rely on you too much. And instead of helping, help turns into enabling. And it's kind of like I was helping them, but then time passes and I end up just enabling a bad behavior instead of actually helping. So I feel like you start pulling back, kind of like, I'll keep an eye out for them. I don't want things to go bad for them. But I got to do my best to hold back. And if for example, they make a mess, I got to make sure I don't go in there and try to start cleaning it up. I got to give them a couple days to do it themselves. And I have to give them a couple days to realize, you shouldn't have left that milk just sit on the table. You should have cleaned it up. You left it there for 2 days and now it stinks. And now they got to clean it up. Because I feel like that's the type of mess I'm seeing. Like, it's kind of like spilt milk. Like, I feel like most people would not let spilt milk stay on the table. I feel like most people would clean it up because it's going to stink if it sits there too long. But if you don't clean it up, and you're like, especially if you're busy, kind of like you're doing this, you're doing that, and you're just kind of staying away from that spot, when that person comes back around and they realize they're the ones who spilled that milk and now it stinks there, it's on them, they will clean it up. It seems strange. Because I keep getting, like, the best idea for you is just to keep walking away and letting them clean up their own mess. I especially feel like they kind of sucker you in. Take that with a grain of salt. But I'm getting, like, the milk analogy again. Because personally, if I saw milk on the table, like, it could be just like that much. Not, like, maybe, like, a couple cookies size. Like, 2 cookies, like, that big much. But personally, I'd be like, oh, that's going to smell. I'm just going to clean it. And I would personally be suckered into, like, cleaning it up. But that's what this person's waiting for. They're waiting for somebody to clean up behind them. Because it's kind of like, well, if I clean up the milk, at least I'm this type of person. If I clean up the milk, there's a couple other things a little out of place. I'll clean up the milk and then I'll put everything else just really quickly back in order too. So it's like I've been sucked right back into it. You know what I mean? But, and I mean, it seems to me like it would be very difficult to walk away from spilt milk because it's like, oh, it's going to stink. I don't want to smell it later. But if you're able to do that, they don't want to smell it either. And when they realize you're not going to enable them, you're not going to pick up things for them, I do feel like they'll be motivated to take care of themselves. You just got to keep, avoiding them. For some of you, it may not be as difficult if you just stay out of their area. You just stay away from them for like 3 or 4 days if that's possible. Maybe 2 or 3 depending. So that like you don't show up, so you don't even know what's going on. You're like you should be able to take care of yourself to a point. So I'm not even going to go over there. I feel like they're going to start taking care of their things more. If you're able to do it, you're going to get a high level of success with the lovers. High level of success. Sun card, to me the Sun card's the best card in the deck. You'll teach them to have their own success. I'm also getting, like, if we're going to use that milk analogy one more time, you don't clean it up, somebody else might see it. And somebody's going to be like, this other person's going to be like, who left the milk like this? And you're going to be like, I didn't have any milk. I've been doing this, I've been doing that, I've been very busy taking care of this, very busy taking care of that. I think I would probably call it out for whatever you want to call it for. I'd probably play dumb, like, oh, there was milk. I didn't even know. I was so busy with this. I was so busy with that. I didn't see it. They find out, oh, it was that other person who just left the mess thinking everybody else would clean it up for them. This person may get on them. This might be, again, that argument I feel coming forward. Like somebody else might freak out on them, not clean it up for them, but like get on them until they actually have cleaned it up and then give them a hard time about leaving it there in the first place. You don't have to do that. You can let this other person do it. I don't feel bad about it. I wouldn't feel bad about it. Why feel bad about it? This may fix the situation. The key is for you to not pick up the mess for this person. It may literally fix it. The Six of Wands is a success card. To me, this is a complete success card, the way I'm feeling with this situation. Because this person, I feel like they might end up getting embarrassed for leaving the milk out. So, especially if people are like really getting on them about it. I think I've come across this in like a work situation before, where somebody would go into the break room and just leave a mess, and other people kept cleaning it up because they didn't like seeing it, and then they stopped. And then, there was some email. I remember there were some emails about it, and then people found out who did it, and then I think that person actually ended up quitting. Oh well. I mean, I didn't feel bad about it. I think they did end up quitting because they were that embarrassed, which I didn't feel bad about. I'm like, they should be cleaning up after themselves. I'm not going to feel bad about it. Why should the rest of us have to clean up their mess? Maybe I'm harsh. But I'm getting like, this situation will solve. You just got to not clean up other people's messes. That's all. I feel like Cancer is very responsible and they like things to be a certain way. So I feel like that may be a little bit difficult at first, but you can find a way to make this work. As long as you don't clean up this person's mess, the situation will actually go a lot better. You'll be a lot happier in the long run. And that I feel like the situation will solve itself. It really will. Maybe that's what this reading's about, giving you the confidence to step back and letting the situation solve itself. All right. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below with the same email. Thank you again for watching, and have a great day.